Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining again for today's episode. I don't know if the noise, you might pick up the bells from the church. So usually it's right at 12 o'clock. It is quite loud. And I'm not sure if the microphone can pick it up. But nonetheless, let's pick up in a situation that is very common for a lot of people, and I would say most of us as a human being to experience. And when I was preparing for today's episode, I wanted to bring something slightly different, something from the videos I've been posting about lust, struggles, and forgiveness, and my experience in the monastery in the previous videos. I wanted to bring something slightly little different and something that we can all connect to, because not everyone's struggling with lust, but it's a very common thing to battle with. So, as you probably already know, the name of today's episode is temptation and how to overcome it with 3 steps. And that's exactly what I want to talk about. It's everywhere. Like you are tempted by something. I'm tempted by something. It's whether it's like scrolling on social media, whether it's like food and how you like try to fill your urge, or like stress levels that are spiking and you need that sugar, or whether it's some deeper problem, or indulging in gossips at work or with your friends or co-workers. We all face it. And in today's video I want to talk about like how you can, with 3 steps, overcome it, because there is a strategy that I found that's been helping me, and I wanted to share with you today. But first I want to kind of break down what temptation is, or what is the rooted meaning behind temptation, and how we can perceive it in words, right? Because temptation is everywhere in everything, and it's about the steps. So temptation is not a sin, however it is enticement or pull towards the sin that you might commit. And what makes it dangerous is how it grows when we entertain it, right? Especially when you are tempted by like sweets or some type of food that you always gravitate towards to when you're really like struggling or high anxiety or stress at work, you go to it. And in the Bible, in James chapter 1, 14 to 15, but each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it's full grown, gives birth to death. And everyone, you might know yourself, we all experience it. It's part of being a human to experience temptation. But nonetheless, the good news is being tempted, it's normal, but what you do next is matter. What you do next matters, guys. And that's what I want to talk about today. So I will give you 3 steps that I found are very important to overcome and possibly even win every single time when you face temptations. So let's just jump right into it. First step is recognizing the triggers, right? Temptation thrives in hidden places. Usually it's very unseen. Sometimes it just comes and you don't even notice. However, recognizing its patterns gives you the power to really confront it and make these adjustments. So you definitely must identify the common triggers, whether it's emotions like loneliness or stress. Like, do you have enough friends that you can turn to when you're struggling with some harder topic? Or exactly when you're stressed at work, what is the point that's stressing you out? Are you able to talk to your boss about certain topics? Do you fear them to share and bring it up to him? Or maybe there's just too much work and you're afraid to talk to your boss that you need a raise, because you've just been doing so much. Or it can also be environments, idle times, specific people that you follow. Especially for guys, I would say on Instagram, it's very easy with the algorithm when you scroll something, look something, and then you suddenly start like gazing and engage in like looking at some very graphic women post, almost nudity, which you can find on Instagram. It's quite crazy. They can definitely bring the triggers like now I'm tempted to towards self-gratification and maybe like indulge in some lust habits, or loneliness can really be like you then gravitate towards like alcohol or drugs, weed, or something that can also like you're being tempted and tested by the desires. So it's definitely important to reflect on when these temptations strike, and bring it to light. So whether it's you can journal about it, or you can do like a quiet meditation or breath work, like when you just close your eyes and start taking deep in and out breaths and seeing what is the temptation, what is also in your body, because you need to rise up and bring the awareness to really like, okay, now I'm stressed at work because boss gave me another tasks or a project to handle by this deadline, and with everything I have already, it's not possible. But I'm afraid to talk to her because it feels like I'm not capable. But in the real world, you might possibly just be absolutely doing work for 2-3 people, and it's not possible sometimes. So it's really important to take these actionable steps and write down 1 or 2 triggers today that can really reflect on the specifics of your triggers that you experience. Which this now brings me to step number 2, and that is redirect your focus. And this is the crucial one. Now, I want to bring 2 parts from the Bible. Book 1, Corinthians chapter 10, 13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. Another part, Philippians chapter 4, 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And, when I was preparing, I wrote, God always provides us an exit route. He always will guide us out of that struggle. And this might be a moment of clarity, a helpful distraction, or the strength to turn away. He will always help you and guide you in the dark moments of being tested by lustful and evil temptations. Because temptations, as I mentioned earlier, is very evil. Like, you feed to it and it grows. Especially with lust and pornography for young men, is that it's a quick fix temptation that is really hard to overcome, and it's a very fast gratification to yourself. But what does it do? Like, it slowly plants the seed of evil inside of you until the point when you lose control completely, and then you really struggle then to really overcome it. So it's really important to replace your thinking, your mindset, and your thoughts, right? Because instead of resisting the thoughts head on, just like, like, I can do it, I can do it, like, I can do it, I can do it. Replacing with something uplifting, or your tone or purity of like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna make myself a healthy meal. I'm gonna do this, right? Like, it's the season in McDonald's, and they have this like delicious fried cheese in a bun, and it's really good, right? And that's an easy temptation, like, oh, I've been so good, let me have it. It's so, but then like, if you're not careful, or just decide like, hey, no, it's okay, I don't put that stuff in my body, it can slowly, get like, oh, comfortable, oh, that's good, that's fast, quick fix. So it's really important to replace your thoughts with like more powerful ones, like, yeah, I'm being tempted, also what? I'm gonna get down and do 10 push-ups, or I'm gonna go for this walk, or I'm gonna go and have a tea in a coffee place and write a journal. It's about the steps, exactly, like it's making the steps that replace these temptations, and it's about the attitude and mindset, how you approach it, and that equals what you do next is what matters. And this brings me to number 3. Rely on God in this. Let me read you in Psalm 18:2. And this is like one of my favorites. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take a refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I called to the Lord, who is worthy of praise, and I have been saved from my enemies. The cords of death entangled me. The torrents of destruction overwhelmed me. The cords of the grave coiled around me. The snares of death confronted me. Right? And this is amazing because Jesus understands as well, as he faced temptations like you do every single day. Temptations can feel overwhelming, but relying on God through prayer, scripture, and community can shift your battles. It's even the actionable steps that you take, and that's built an accountability system within you, that you hold yourself accountable for this, and everything in your life, but you don't destroy yourself. It's whether it's with a trusted friend, a mentor, or even a prayer partner, right? You discuss these things. I'm being tempted, man. I'm being tested. Hey, what do you need, brother? Let me help you, right? We all are in this together. And especially, many of us, underestimate how much we can change within like 3, 6, 9, 12 months. In whatever position you are in your life, don't underestimate how much you can do in time. And I've been there. I completely understand how difficult it is to truly overcome the time. Like, you don't see results, especially in the gym, if you're coming through like, having obesity or, being overweight quite a lot, right? It depends on the stages. But it is the time, the only essence of life, that you have that place in your favor. And especially if you put the time into it, you can grow exponentially. And this is something that in my mind I always struggled, because I was like, easy, quick, now, I cannot wait. And I understand you, if that's you, who has the same issue. We live in a society that is all about the quick scheme, quick gratification. Get this, you need this, materialism, everything. Society values, and that's what I wrote it, not to forget, that it values fast and quick gratifications. And in that kind of world, it's not easy to navigate yourself. Many temptations along the way will test us, you and me, and everyone it will test us. But I don't want you to forget, you can change. In such a short amount of time, you can make an amazing difference. Lastly, let me tell you, temptation doesn't define you. It's not a sin. It's about the steps you make, and that's what matters. How do you respond to it every day? Every small step counts as a small victory. Don't forget that. Every temptation you resist, you're stronger, you're more powerful, you're in more control of your life. To wrap this up, what we covered and how to overcome, win, and face temptations is recognizing the trigger, redirecting your focus, and relying on God. Lastly, I want to say that if you're being tempted, don't fall into the trap that if you fall into the temptation, your whole progress is it's destroyed. It's not. It happens. You're a human being. We make mistakes, but don't forget what I said. It's about what you do next, and that's what matters. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe. It truly helps the channel. It truly helps me to see what kind of videos you enjoy. And if you know about someone else who this video might be helpful to and might help them to overcome or give them some guidance or even just an information, I will be happy if you share it. And especially, not to forget it, I want to know from you exactly in the comments, what are your biggest temptations? What do you struggle with? Whether it's day-to-day life or day-to-day or once a week or whatever, I want to know. I want to know what all temptations you guys struggle with. And let's help each other. Let's, create more connections with one another. And if anyone else has any other practical steps that can help anyone, I'll be also happy if you share them in the comments. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!